Okay, so today I want to walk you through the visual literacy protocol just as a review because you have a writing assignment that is based off of a political cartoon of President Obama. So what I want to do here is use the example from Wednesday's class when we introduced this protocol. And this picture, as we talked about, is King Andrew I, Andrew Jackson, one of our early presidents. And the protocol, remember, starts off with what do you see? The literal elements. So you identified, you saw a fur coat, a crown, a scepter, a scroll, a sword, some shoes, red robes, and that he was standing on the Constitution in a document that said the U.S. Senate. Great. The next step is what does it mean? This is the analysis. And this is where a lot of students wanted to jump. We got to slow down. All right? So identifying those things in step one, now taking us to step two and that analysis. And we saw, because of the items there, wealth, power, royalty. And so the next step was what else? We saw that there was knowledge here, and we saw that this individual had a disgust or a disagreement with the law, and that's why he's standing on it. So the next step for you is to translate that, connect it to social studies, and Mr. Myers identified fears of the government. So what were the limits that the founding fathers put in place? And that's where you're looking for. Okay, so that is the next step in our process. Okay, so this is the actual assignment that is due before you leave Friday. And please make sure you identify your name, your date, and your grade, and all that stuff. Now, remember, you are using your protocol. So that is what do you see? What does it mean? Those are the literal and the figurative, the analysis. So in this example, this is President Obama. Okay, and he's dressed as a king. So you've got that. Now these guys over here are kind of like his court jesters. And if you don't know what a jester is, they are his followers. Okay? So make sure you look at the pieces here, use the terminology, the vocabulary that was in the earlier part of the video, and then here is your prompt. How does it, the cartoon, illustrate or show the fears of the founders? What safeguards did the founders put in place to make sure something like this could never happen? You're being asked to summarize. Summarize means brief your thinking by using vocabulary from class and examples from the Constitution. You can use your notes for this. This is not a quiz. This is a writing. Okay? So this is a separate assignment. You have room on the back, but also you're going to want to look at where you're being assessed. So looking at number 3, proficient, which is where you want to be, I can specify or I can identify precisely the fears of the founders and use vocabulary and examples that directly connect those fears to the safeguards the founders put in place in the Constitution. My explanation of the impact of these safeguards is clear. So you need to use very clear language, you need to use the right vocabulary, and you need to answer the prompt. Answer the prompt. Again, you can use your notes. This is due before you leave. This is not homework.